Shout out my dude Mikey T, man. You already know, bro. You know you my dude. You heard? Shout out Report Car Radio, man. It's always love. You know what it is, man. Kid.
So during our last interview, Kid, we actually spoke on your time at G Unit, but we didn't talk about what eventually led to you leaving the label. Could you discuss that with me?
Yeah. Like it was more of, because what a lot of people don't know is like I was never actually signed to G Unit. Me and 50, we had a partnership agreement deal. I could have signed as an artist, you know what I'm saying? But, I was kind of like more smarter, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to have to deal with the being controlled, you know what I'm saying? Because when you sign to someone, man, under like just being an artist, man, like you don't have no control over nothing you want to do, anything, you know what I'm saying? And then you go to taking money from this person, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why you don't hear me in these conversations when 50 is looking for his money. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, like that was a good, a good decision on my behalf, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to 50, man, because he did a lot of things he didn't have to do. Like as far as like putting me with like G Unit, the group, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. Like that was an amazing experience to be a part of, what I'm saying, a legendary group like that. You know what I mean? Because I grew up listening to them. I was big fans. I was always a fan first, and that was something I always told them every day. And you'd be like, bro, like I'm a whole fan first. You know what I'm saying? Even though we in the studio, we doing these joints, and we chilling and this and that. Like I always caught myself in having one of those fan moments, like, man, I can't believe this shit. Like, you know what I mean? For real. So, shout out to them for that. But sorry to say, like, stuff started getting crazy, like with them. You know what I mean? Like not, like necessarily with me, but like because they already had their own personal issues with each other and shit like that. You know what I'm saying was going on, and that kind of started making, everybody just started being distant. You know what I mean? Like I was still always around though, but everybody else just started being distant. Nobody's in the studio no more. You know what I'm saying? 50 is straying away from, from the music because he's, doing all kind of other things. And it's like, what does that leaves me? you know, because I still got music that I want to put out. I still got things that I want to do, stuff like that. And it's like, without people like, being there, like the focus and stuff like that. I'm like, look, man, look, I gotta I gotta take a break. Like I gotta get away from, what I'm saying, from all this because what a lot of people don't know is like I was spending a lot of my own money. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit costs money, man. You know what I'm saying? Being up there in New York paying for hotels and you know what I'm saying? Food, paying studio time, all that shit costs money. You feel me? And at the same time you being away from your family. You know what I mean? So you get caught up in a sense of where you're spending more money than you actually bringing in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, look, I gotta, do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? For real, And so, I put out the unquestionable. I put out unquestionable. That was the last project I dropped when I was around them. I put out unquestionable, and I did everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? Paid for my own PR, everything, and like after that, man, and I seen that it wasn't no support there. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like it wasn't no support. Like, I didn't get, an Instagram post from nobody or nothing. So I'm like, well, all right, I don't cry over spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, all right, it's cool. I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just continue doing me. You feel me? Like it's not, it's no bad blood or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, homie, I see that, like as far as like being focused on the music and, and artists that he has and stuff like that, like he wasn't into that now. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take it upon yourself to, you know what I'm saying, to grow and do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what happened with me. You feel me? So I'm like, well, look, well, I know, look, I gotta keep this shit going. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how I feed my fam. This is how I feed me. This is what keep me out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, stay focused and do me. You know what I mean? For real. Like, it's cool because it's cool, you know, chilling with dude and hanging around dude all day. But it's like, you know, you gotta come to the realization, you know what I'm saying? Of look, he's the nigga with all the millions and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like how is that gonna help you get your millions just by hanging under him? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know, you gotta make your own plan, make your own way, you feel me, for real. And I think that was one of the things that dude always respected about me too. You know what I'm saying? Because I always like made my own way. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it was, you feel me? I always held my own. Yeah, man. Like even to this day, like I say, like it's no bad blood or nothing. You know what I'm saying? For real, like, and that was another thing too. Like my conversations with 50, like I talk to him like how I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't hold nothing back. Like if I feel like it's something, whatever, I let him know. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Because I think people they need that, and they like instead of just having a bunch of yes men around. You know what I'm saying? Like you need people that's gonna, you know, keep you grounded and, you know, just tell you what's real. You feel me? For real.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, if it was actually a conversation that you had with 50 about that, about leaving, or if you just pulled back after you saw, you know, your last project not really get the support you thought it deserved.
Yeah, bro. It was just more, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, like I wasn't signed as an artist. I wasn't, you know what I mean? So I'm free to do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like our contractual agreement, like that shit like been up. It was up like probably like a year, you know what I'm saying? Until before we actually started, the whole unit started coming back, you know what I'm saying? It's just that we built a bond with each other. So we kept rocking with each other. You know what I'm saying? You feel
Right.
me?
You were actually rocking with 50 and Yayo before G Unit all came back together. So
Yeah.
how did you use all of this to transition the Ryder Gang into your label Real Records?
Well, I already had it. Like I already had, you know, Rider Gang. Like Rider Gang, that was like, you know, like me and my neighborhood, like me and my, you know, my homies. That's what we called ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like outside of music, outside of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You
And
told me 2014 it's been Ryder Gang.
yeah, and Radiant Records, like I've been like I started that on my own, like after the Lil Wayne situation. You know what I'm saying? I went and started Radiant Records. It was me, my big homie, you know what I'm saying, Big Lee. He was in you know, he got incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? He had to do all kind of hella time. He just came home this year. You know what I'm saying? But that's who I started it with. You know what I mean? The Millionaire and everything. Um, and you know, when he got incarcerated, it was like, damn, you know, it kind of, you know, left me for a loop and limbo. But you know, by the grace of God, that's when 50 reached out. Yeah, but I always had Millionaire Records. I always had my own company. For real, you know, because I just started wanting to learn more about the business. You feel me? About the business side of everything, man. Because as an artist, you would want to know it. You would want to know it, man. Because if I hadn't gotten on it early, I wouldn't be getting a lot of these publishing checks. You know what I'm saying? For real, like that was, you know, one of the smartest things I could have ever did, man. You know, for real, man. Always try to own your own shit, man. You know what I mean? For real, man.
G Unit really had started to make a lot of momentum together. You know, two EPs, you know, radio interviews, freestyles. You know, what was your favorite member as a part of G Unit, and when did you see that the situation really wasn't going to work out? You said it had to do with like inner turmoil.
Yeah, man. It was just too much like just going on with them. You know what I'm saying? And it was like you know, like I'm a man first, bro. Like I don't get into people business. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like these guys, they knew each other way longer before I came around. So who am I to jump into any kind of their business, whatever they got going on, however they feel about each other, whatever they, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not my business. You know what I'm saying? For real, like I'm not there for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm there to handle my business, to do what I gotta do. You feel me? But once all that started, just getting crazy, you know what I'm saying? And, Fifth just started, just falling back. You know what I'm saying? Just started falling back on, on a lot of the things, that we had, coming up, doing because by everybody, kind of straggling their own ways and stuff like that, a lot of stuff wasn't getting done. You know what I'm saying? A lot of interviews, people weren't showing up for interviews.
Buck,
It,
I think, went back to jail.
it just was being crazy. It just shit just got crazy. Um, Buck, he went to jail like kind of like after everything, like after I kind of like parted ways.